Are you new in the car business and people are telling you that you have to take your time and be patient? Well, I'm calling bullshit. I'm going to tell you a way that you could start really quick and be at the top of the ladder, number one salesperson on your team, if you just put the effort forth. What I'd like you to do is look at your cell phone. Look at your cell phone. How many contacts do you have? I personally have about 356 contacts on my phone. That's a lot of people that like me, that know me, that I know, that I do business with, their family, their friends, their acquaintances. You have them on your phone also. Now, I'm a little disadvantaged because I'm in a military town and a lot of people are transient. They move all over the place. But I can't tell you how many times we've sold cars from all over the country. They flew into little bitty Killeen, Texas to buy a car just because we stayed in touch with them. The other disadvantage I have is with 30 years in the car business, most of the people on my contact list are in the car business. Now, I'm pretty darn good, but it's really tough to sell cars to other car salespeople. I've done it before, but if that was going to be my model, I probably wouldn't succeed, at least not for long. But I bet you're not in the same boat. What I want you to do is count how many contacts you have on your phone. Let's use an easy number. Let's say you have 250 contacts. What I want you to do each week is call 10% of them. I don't care if it's been a week, 6 months, or a year that you've talked to them. It doesn't really matter. The fact that they're on your phone as a contact is a good sign that they'll probably answer the phone and they'll listen to you. I want you to call 10% of them. Easy math. If you've got 250 people, start at the very first one and call them. Now, you're not going to try to sell them a car. If you do, the next time you call them, they won't answer. So you're just going to call them and tell them, hey, I'm starting a new career. This is what I do, and this is where I do it at. Or if you've already started, hey, I just wanted to remind you what I do for a living, and this is where I do it at. And if you are going to ask them for anything, you're going to ask them just to remember you if they come across somebody that may be in the market for a car and to point them your way. That's all. Now, in these contacts or in these calls that you make, I bet a conversation is going to be struck up about needing a car or somebody that knows a car or when they're going to need a car. You know, 30% of everybody you know has a family member buying a car in the next 90 days. Stay in touch with them. Keep your name out there. Remind them what you do. And you got a better chance of getting them than anybody else. Now, we're getting ready to get into our first weekend of October, and here soon it's going to start getting a little cold. You know, and if you're up north, it's probably already cold, and it's going to get dark sooner. Customers aren't going to come out. The traffic is going to slow down. But if you're making these phone calls, these 10% every single week to people on your cell phone, you're not going to slow down. I once had a really good salesperson tell me that he's slow when he wants to be slow. In other words, when he stops making phone calls, he stops selling cars. So I don't want you to do that. Call those 10%. Call them. If they don't answer, don't hang up. Leave a voicemail. And then follow it up with a text message. Remember, you're not going to ask them for anything except to remember your name if somebody they know is in the market. All you want to do is remind them what you do and where you do it at. This will work for the rest of the year, the rest of next year, and it will continue to grow. You just have to get really good at it. So what I want you to do, pick up that phone, make those phone calls. They are the easy ones, the low-hanging fruit. I want to also remind you to hop over to my podcast, the 10-Minute Car Sales Talk podcast. And here, I'd like you to subscribe. That's all. And keep an eye out for future videos. Remember, the sky's the limit. I'll see you next week.